Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday Live Show. Excited to have all of you back with me for another week. Actually, you might notice I styled my hair a little differently today. I'm trying to match our guest, Julian. You know, Julian, he styles his hair pretty nice. So I had to take it up a notch. Always trying to raise the level on the show, guys. If I can't do it with the videos and the green screen, we got to go to the hair. So what do you think? Hey, looking good? So our guest today is Julian K. Glasser. He's going to be rejoining us. You might, for those of you that have been following the show for a little while, he's been on before. So we had a great conversation with him previously. And today he's going to be talking about a number of things. But the most important thing on my list is the 3 days that he spent homeless in Bangkok. Yeah, guys, you heard that right. He actually went on the streets of Bangkok and refused to stay in a hotel, his condo, a friend's couch. He did none of that. And he was out there for 3 days. And he actually, I saw a little VIP preview of the video that he's kind of putting together for that. Wow, it's quite alarming, actually. So he went through the gamut there. We're going to talk to him about that today. It's a great conversation. And then we'll talk to him about some other stuff, too. He actually has a book out. I actually got it on audiobook and was listening to it. We'll talk about all the minutes, hours that you have in your life and how you might be, wasting those. So we'll talk to him about a number of things today. I want to say hello to all the moderators. Thank you for all that you do. Appreciate all that you do. Appreciate keeping the chat clean for me there. And let me just go to the chat and welcome in some people because we got a lot of chat messages already. I saw that Kevin made it in early today. He says, reminds me I need a haircut and a shave. And let's see, Ollie Brown is here. So nice to have him back. So we're going to be talking to him on the next banner they have coming up because it's definitely something I want to talk about. Jeff Johnson saying hello to Brian Flowers, who was in the chat as well. Jeff Johnson, welcome back for another week, man. Appreciate having you in the chat here. Teacher Thomas Thailand, thanks for the welcome, gents. You guys rock. Teacher Thomas rocks. So he's actually in my vlogger news this week. We're going to talk about something that's going on over on his channel. Actually was kind of a sketchy week for some things on his channel. So we're going to address that. Some scary stuff going on over there. So we're going to be talking about that shortly. CJ Paradise, welcome back, man. Hope you're doing well. Chayapum Farong in the house, saying hello to Brian. Ali Brown, love the haircut. Hey, thanks, man. See, that's the first one. I will super chat on your first live stream that you're monetized on for that comment. That's great. You got to warm up the host, man. Greeny Travels, looking sharp, Richard. Thank you, my friend. Doing some great videos over on your channel. Thanks for staying up and watching the live stream. You know, one thing that's interesting, remove this banner here, is America is going through daylight saving time next week. So actually a week from tomorrow. So I think it's March 15th. So after that, the great thing that happens there is the Thailand time for these live shows comes back to 10 p.m., which was always my favorite time. It was much easier to get guests on at 10 p.m. versus 11 p.m. So I'm kind of reaching out to all my guests that are coming up for the future weeks, letting them know that, hey, listen, so we're kind of changing the time that's going to be coming forward an hour. I actually forgot all about it, that it changes so early in the U.S. here. It used to be like May or June that we would go through the time change, but it's switched over to March and it's much earlier, which I actually like. So that's great. So I wanted to address one thing around, it's kind of funny. I got a little heads up that Nick and Martin did a similar deal that I do every week, in that he kind of profiles a vlogger of the week, does vlogger news, vlogger of the week. So it's kind of scratching my head. I'm like, well, I've been doing that for a couple weeks, and he kind of just started doing that. So I checked it out, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by what I saw in their vlogger of the week. I guess they're calling it What the Vlog. Let's take a look.
So this one's called, it's called What the Vlog. Vlogger of the week. My vlogger of the week this week is Reeshard Travel.
Yes.
Richard, if you're watching, good evening to you, sir.
I'm actually going to agree with you on that.
So thank you, Nick and Martin, for allowing me to use those video clips. I had to reach out to them a couple days ahead of time saying, hey, guys, I want to do something kind of funny. Is that okay? So, hey, thanks for the award, guys. I don't know if you looked at the lips, they weren't quite matching it when he said Reeshard Travel. So not sure, maybe there's a little controversy there. But hey, guys, I had to make fun of that a little bit because they're doing some great stuff over there on the NDTVI channel. They do the weekly show on Sundays and the boots on the ground during the week. And we're actually having Nick and Martin come on. And I believe they're coming on, I think it's April 10th now. They are in the April 10th spot. So coming up soon, a couple weeks. So they're great, man. Great bunch of guys. I'm not looking forward to the payback on playing that video. I think they might be doing something silly to get me back on that. So guys, I had to be creative there. But what can you do? Let me go to the chat here, see what kind of comments we got here today. Gary Russell likes my shirt. Love your things I hate. So yeah, I do not like, let's see, this side, buffering, low battery, or poor Wi-Fi. And I think Julian might be having this one. See, it's always weird pointing at yourself because it's a mirror. So I think Julian's having trouble with the Wi-Fi today. But we did a little test earlier. I think it's going to be good. Mr. Mitch putting up a link to NDTVI. I appreciate that. That's great. So let's do something now. Let's do our weekly special for Vlogger News. I always look forward to doing Vlogger News. So let me just do this. I need to get an assistant for this live show, guys. So much going on. So as you might remember, we call this Did You Know? Great. So Vlogger News, the first one this week is Retired Working For You. Chris Parker just hit 100K subscribers. So we had him on the show here when he was just under 20,000 subscribers. And wow, that channel has really just taken off. So congratulations on your silver YouTube play button, Chris Parker. I'm sure they'll be sending that over to wherever you're at these days. I think you still have residence in Bangkok, so they'll probably send it to Bangkok. But can't wait to see that on a video, the silver play button. That's a pretty prestigious award for getting over 100K. A lot of YouTube creators don't quite make it there. So it's saying a lot that you got there. Other Vlogger News, CJ Paradise. So he's doing some really cool weekend shorts from the island of Koh Samui. So I would definitely check those out. They're little like 48-second video clips. Pretty cool. So I was checking those out earlier today. So definitely check him out. We did a little vlogger profile of him last week, and I thought that was great. So speaking about Koh Samui, She's Wonder Flow. That's a YouTube channel. Great video on your complete guide to moving to Koh Samui. Now, She's Wonder Flow, that's all one word. You don't want to space those if you type it in YouTube. You're going to get some crazy music videos. So put it all together. She's Wonder Flow is actually coming on the show next week. So we have a little profile of her later on in the show. We'll show you what she's all about. But Flo and her partner Note are doing some great videos in Thailand. They're actually traveling around the south of Thailand right now. So we're hoping to catch up with them next Sunday. And then the serious news that I was alluding to earlier in the live show was around Teacher Thomas Thailand. Dan the dog is back. So the reason he's back is we were actually quite concerned, and I was actually concerned that I kind of made some funny jokes about where does Dan live, this kind of thing. And then literally like hours after that, he was missing. So Dan the dog went missing in Rayong. Teacher Thomas found him, busted in to a laundromat, found that he was somewhere in the back with some other dogs. Teacher Thomas was warned, don't go back there. These dogs will bite you. Teacher Thomas didn't care. Pushed people out of the way, went back there, saved Dan, took Dan out of the area where he was being held with all the other dogs and took him out, freed Dan. So Dan is back. We can get rid of our Free Dan t-shirts. And Teacher Thomas is the hero of the day for freeing Dan the dog. So that was awesome. And that is pretty much it for my Vlogger News. And Daystate Fox has a great comment about Chris and Retire Working For You. So he is, from what I understand, Daystate Fox is the only mod on Retire Working For You. And I just watched a live stream of his where he had like 500-600 people in the chat, and it's just coming in, the chat messages, just nuts. So I feel like Daystate Fox, you're busy there. Hopefully you can get some more people to help you out there. And then Mr. Mitch is saying Dan is back. Yeah, we're all happy that Dan the dog is back. He was looking a little skinny. He had not eaten for 3 days, but Teacher Thomas is fattening up with those buttermilk biscuits and the sausages. So, and then CJ Paradise, good vibes for TTT. go back up here, see if I missed anything. And just know, guys, sometimes these chat messages get a little delayed. And let's just see here. Perfect. Looking good. Just realized. So Durian saying, just realized you need to wake up early. They're an SFO to do the show. 8 a.m. now, right? Thanks. Are you a morning person like rides for kicks? So I'm somewhat of a morning person. I wake up super early for these shows. So these go off at 8 a.m. my time. For those of you that might know, I actually initially did these at 7 a.m. my time to try to make it a better time for everyone. It was East Coast. It was still good. In the UK, it was about 3 p.m. Thailand a little bit earlier. With the time change, it was actually about 9 p.m. in Thailand back in the day. But yeah, so you won't believe this, guys. I actually wake up at 5 a.m. to get all the prep work done for this live show, making sure all the videos are loaded into StreamYard. I get my notes for the day, make sure I've watched all of Julian's videos that I need to be watching. And I have my notes for all of Julian's stuff that I'll be going through. So I guess you could say I'm a little bit of a morning person. I'm not really a night owl until I get over to Thailand. Then all of a sudden, I'm like a night guy. I can stay out all night until 3 a.m. Not a problem. It's something with the energy in Bangkok and Pattaya that keeps me up. I always refer to it as the Las Vegas of the East. So we're going to talk to Julian about that a little bit because Julian's actually from Las Vegas. So that's pretty cool. And great. So guys, keep the chat messages going. I'd love to kind of defer to that for some questions today for Julian. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. And Tommy J is always keeping me honest with his messenger messages coming in, telling me what to key on. So definitely feel free to keep those messages coming in. I do want to take this time to then welcome in Julian Glasser. So I got a little cool video spotlight for him to bring him into the show. And we play that now. When that's finished up, he'll be in the show. Julian, welcome to the Saturday Live Show.
Hey, Richard, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound pretty good.
Okay, that intro was pretty wild. Thanks for making that for me. I gotta start hiring you to edit my videos.
So, do you know how difficult it is, Julian, to find video clips of you not smiling? You're such a nice guy. You're always smiling. And I was trying to make it like a serious, intense video. Oh, yeah, man.
It's because I enjoy making videos. So when I'm making videos, I'm usually in a pretty good mood, especially after I have a cup of coffee before I shoot my video too. That's always good, right?
Yeah. It's interesting. I saw like in a couple of your videos, you wear the pants outside when it's hot out. I noticed a lot of Thai ladies that I hang out with will generally wear pants. Why is that? I would be like a shorts guy. I would always wear shorts.
Yeah, I think it's because I used to be a golfer. I mean, I still am a golfer, but I'm just used to wearing pants when I go golfing. So I think that just kind of translated into my adult life too, is I just enjoy wearing pants more than shorts.
I didn't know this conversation was going to turn into a conversation of pants versus shorts. Now we're lowering the bar on the live show. So funny. So it's funny because last time you and I talked, you were coming to me from a hotel room, and you're doing the same thing today. Do you actually have a condo? Is this a real condo that you live in or not?
Yeah, and the very first live stream we did too, I was also in a hotel room. So that's funny. Every time that we meet, I'm in a hotel. Yes, I do have a condo in Bangkok, but I enjoy staying at hotels because I like to make videos about the hotels. So it just seems like every time we do a live stream, I'm in a hotel.
So I kind of made a funny joke, like I styled my hair back to be like Julian because you're always very nicely styled, man, and coiffed. Robert Mack is busting me out. He says, you forgot to dye your hair to look like Julian. That would have been like next level if it would have came on with like black hair.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Or creepy. Would have been funny or creepy. People be like, that does not work. Have like the dye mark all across the head.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I've seen some preview. I was going way back on your videos. So some of the videos you actually wear your hair down. You're just kind of like natural. It's recently you started kind of pushing it back a little bit, huh?
Yeah, that was during I think the situation time, and a lot of the barbers were closed. So my hair started getting super long. I didn't get a haircut for like 4 or 5 months because all the barber shops were closed. And that's kind of why my hair was so long and going down. It wasn't really because I enjoyed having my hair that long. It's just I didn't have a barber. So I just let it grow out.
Yeah, it's so funny because the first time I came to Thailand back in 2015, I was like getting ready to go out for the night. I'm like, man, I should put some gel in my hair, push it back. I'm like, nah, man, I'm just gonna go natural tonight. And went out the first night, normal night. The next night, I kind of styled my hair back. And man, the first thing the mama-san did when she saw me is tried to push my hair forward. Like they didn't like it like that. So the funny story from that is I actually came back to America and started wearing my hair just like natural down, stopped styling it back. And it's weird how Thailand kind of changes you a little bit, you know, your notions and what you should be. I came back to America with a whole different attitude. It was interesting.
Yeah, you got to experiment with different things and see what works for you, right?
Yeah, so it's funny because I got to bust you out on something you did, and you're already starting to try to distance yourself from this, but I'm going to hold you accountable. You did a recent video, epic video, by the way. I thought this was like a Martin Scorsese film. I had no idea this was your video. I came in. It's titled, guys, write this down now. It's titled "Cute Dog in Bangkok, Thailand." 160,000 views, Julian. Was it 56 seconds, just under the minute?
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't ask me about that because that's not my proudest video, but for some reason it has the most views. And it's actually interesting that you do ask me about this too, because I've never had this happen on my channel. And it was a new thing I was experimenting with, which is called these YouTube Shorts. And this is when you make a video that's less than 1 minute long. So it has to be, I think, like 58 seconds. And then YouTube, sometimes they'll push the video, sometimes they won't push the video. But the crazy thing about that video, it got 160,000 views in 4 hours, which was crazy.
And nothing since.
Yeah, now it gets like now it gets like 10 views a day, which is really strange. It really is.
Well, when I saw that video, I about canceled this live show, Julian. You should be ashamed of yourself putting that trash on YouTube. How dare you, sir? Yeah. You know, I think you're affecting Greenie Travels. I saw some videos. I think Greenie is doing some of those now too.
I'm affecting everyone. I'm affecting Greenie. I'm affecting Chocolate Man in Thailand. I saw him post some shorts too. So I was telling them all about that funny, video that kind of went viral for like 4 hours.
So I know Maggie from Maggie's Journey, she did a similar video. It wasn't a short. It was actually a video that performed really well, Naga Cave. And she gained a bunch of subscribers from that as well. She got great views, subscribers. Did you actually gain subscribers from that short?
Yeah. So it was surprising. The short, it got 160,000 views. It gained me about 500 subscribers. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
500 subscribers from that one video. Yeah.
And then you were talking some trash to me all this week about let's do a little competition. Who is the first one to 10,000 subs? I'm not taking that bait, man. It's an unfair advantage for you because you're in Thailand.
Oh yeah, but you have access to pretty much every single vlogger in Thailand.
I do. So, it's getting better there.
Yeah, because you could pretty much have any vlogger that's in Thailand who has a big audience on your show. Everybody.
I feel like so that might be true, but I do feel like if you had to compare the two, like a live show that gets some big guests on, or someone that's in Thailand has access to all the great beaches and pretty women. Pretty women's what's doing it for you, right? You got a lot of pretty ladies on your videos. That helps out a lot. So I don't know. I think it's an unfair advantage, man. I'm not taking the bait. I'm not doing it.
Okay. I think it would have been a fun competition to see who hits 10. I think it would be pretty close. If you wanted my truthful opinion, I think it would be pretty close.
You should do with like Greenie Travels or Chocolate Man. Well, Chocolate Man in Thailand is probably almost near 10. I think he was at 7 last time I checked. Great channel he has.
Yeah. Well, we're both gonna hit 10K probably within the next. I would say within the next 3 months. the way our channels are growing. Because I get almost 50 to 100 subscribers per day at this moment in time. So it just depends. It depends on the day, but that's kind of the range that I get every single day.
Yeah,
So,
see, I feel like that speaks to the fact that you did a great job of building your foundation early on. Like you really got to know the algorithm, all the tips, and I don't want to call them tricks because they're really not tricks. It's really just finding out what you need to do with the tags, the keywords for the title, what your video should be about. Like I feel like you could hire yourself as a consultant for some of us that are newer to YouTube. I know you helped Teacher Thomas out a little bit as well with his channel.
Yeah, he's growing real well too. I need to go visit him again. I haven't been down to Rayong for a while, but I think he's like at like 3,000 now, which is good. I think when I first met him, he only had like 1,000, so that's good.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to Teacher Thomas. He'd like you to come down and do a short for his channel with Dan the dog. So maybe Dan eating a sausage or something, and maybe like cute dog and Rayong. Get him 160,000 views.
Yeah, I'm kind of just experimenting with the 5 video. I made 5 shorts. And I don't really want to make any more shorts because those were kind of weird. And then my audience were commenting some weird comments too. They're like, "What is this 58-second video?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably one of those comments was me.
Yeah. One of them was really funny. One of them was like a 15-second video of Bangkok, and one comment was like, "greatest video on YouTube." It's like, oh. Yeah.
So I mean, so first of all, who did you record that yourself?
The dog?
Yeah, you just kind of go up and start taking the video with your phone.
Yeah. So that I recorded myself, and I just made 5 random shorts. So there was like one where I did like a day in a life of myself, then like one was the dog, and another one was just some kind of cool scenes throughout Bangkok. So that was kind of my idea of the short. I was like, if one of these videos go viral, maybe I could get like an influx of subscribers into my channel. And I had no idea the dog video would go viral. I thought the day in my life video would go viral, or the spending $100 in Bangkok would go viral, but the dog video went viral, which was weird.
So Julian, you're no longer 16 years old. You can do full-length videos now. I know that you can do some great editing. Let's pivot back over to the real videos, man. I want to try to have reputable vloggers on this show. Come on, man.
Yeah. You don't want
TikTok.
Yeah, you don't want TikTok stars coming over to your to your channel.
That would be hilarious. So let's switch gears a little bit, because the obvious topic that I want to talk to you about is your challenge you did recently. So for those of you that don't know, Julian actually went out and spent 3 days on the streets of Bangkok. No access to a condo, a hotel room, a friend's couch, none of that. He wanted to kind of do it to see what would come from it. You know, it's a heck of a situation if you think about it, Julian, going through this during the worldwide illness. Like, you found that a lot of places that you would usually think about, hey, I'm going to camp out there for the night, I'm going to go drink coffee all night, this 24-hour place, they were closing up because of the pandemic, or can't say it, the worldwide situation. So tell me about that, why you wanted to do that, and we'll kind of get into it a little bit.
This experiment, living on the streets, was something I wanted to do for a very long time. I originally was going to do it when I wanted to do this experiment for like since I was maybe 19, 20 years old. I was originally going to do it in Las Vegas and spend like 3 days or, a couple of days homeless or something like that. But for some reason, I was just thinking about it, and I was like, okay, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it now. And so I ended up, I remember you asked me before, like when I wrote my book, you asked me like, why did you write your book? And I said, I felt like this is something I had to do. And you asked me, I remember you asking me this. I said, you asked me, do you ever feel that way with any of your videos? Is it something that you have to? And this was a video that I felt like I had to do. I didn't care if it got 5 views, or it's just something I had to do. Yeah, this was a video I had to make.
Did you have that same feeling with the dog video, or was that a different feeling?
Yeah, that
I'm not gonna let you live that down.
That's
just gold.
Yeah, no, what was funny too is the comments were so funny. Like, one of the comments was like, that dog fights for his life every single day from getting eaten.
Yeah, probably.
They were thinking that people are going to eat the dog. That's like a stereotype.
Could happen. Yeah, could happen. It's funny because you mentioned so being on the streets, 72 hours. I mean, I would have some key people's phone numbers in my phone First of all, Brian Flowers, number one. That's my emergency contact. And then Teacher Thomas Thailand. He could drive, pick me up, take me anywhere. I would have some key figures. What were kind of your fallback plans? Do you have any like key numbers in your phone that you'd reach out to that you were texting during the whole challenge?
No, I was very isolated. I did that on purpose. I basically wanted to be by myself for 72 hours. So I wasn't texting really anybody. I was just kind of on the streets and living on the streets. And I will share this with you too. At certain points of that experiment, I forgot that I had a condo. Like I forgot that I wasn't homeless. I was so into this experiment. I literally thought that I was homeless. I'm not even joking. I thought I was homeless. And it was strange because during maybe around 48 hours into the experiment, or no, I would actually say right away, I started getting much more sharper with my senses. So
is that right?
Yeah, right in the first like hour of being on the streets, I started like really getting sharp. Something I've never really felt for a long time. I was very sharp in my senses. I understood what was going around me at pretty much all times. There was one scene in the video where I don't know if you remember that scene, but I stumble across that field that has the little fire.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene?
Mm-hmm.
So that scene, my senses were like kicked into high gear because I was like, I want to go in there and explore this area, but it's probably not smart because there's like 12 homeless guys in there.
Yeah.
You know? So that was kind of something I was thinking, okay, it's probably best for me to keep moving.
So I think Greeny is going to do his own experiment. He's going to do 3 days at the Four Seasons. Do you think that's on the same level as what you did? It's probably pretty much the same, right? Homeless, Four Seasons.
Yeah, I don't think that even compares to that.
Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, definitely was concerned for your safety there a couple of times. Like that, you mentioned one time where you were kind of wanted to explore a certain area. You saw the homeless people there with like the fire, and they were kind of behind some bushes. It looked kind of a little menacing, but
it was very sketchy.
Yeah. And then a couple of like you sort of had a plan in your head from what I understood from the video that, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Basically, I'm going to spend a lot of time in the coffee shops, get a coffee, and pretty much stay the night there, maybe catch some Z's, that kind of stuff. But you found out early on, like that was not going to be an option. You want to talk a little bit about that? Why that was?
Yeah, that was a shock. And you could see my face change during the video because you could see that my original plan was just to chill at a coffee shop and read my books that I brought with me. I was just planning to sit there, read the books, maybe put some sunglasses on and get a little bit of sleep. But I didn't know that these 24-hour coffee shops now are shutting down at midnight. So that I did not know before starting this experiment. And I already committed myself to going the 72 hours homeless. So I kept going with the experiment, even though I realized that, now my original plan is not possible anymore. I gotta switch things up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so tell me more about that, because that would have been my oh shit moment. Like if I was on the street and I had this plan, I was going to spend a lot of time at the coffee shops. That's not available. Then all of a sudden I'm thinking like, wow, so it might be 3 days without sleep. And that's not possible, because I almost feel like you might have gotten sick, and I don't want to jump to the end, but it might be good to kind of jump to the end just because of this. So you got a little sick at the end. You were not feeling well. How did that turn out? What was the cause of that sickness? And how did you kind of rectify that?
I think the main thing was that I was sleep deprived. I was very sleep deprived. And on top of that, I got bit by so many mosquitoes throughout my homeless journey, especially near the end. Near the end, I don't know what happened, but there was like tons of mosquitoes biting me. I don't know if there was like certain area just kept biting. And I felt after these mosquitoes were biting me so much, I felt very sick. I don't know if it had to do with the mosquitoes or it had to do with sleep deprivation or a little bit of both. But near the end, I was like, I want to, I can't go on anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you scared about getting dengue fever at all from all the mosquito bites?
Yeah, I think I may have got that in the past, because I felt the same way about 3 years ago when I came to Thailand before. I felt the way I felt in that video felt very similar to the way I felt 3 years ago. And I think it might have been the same the same mosquito illness, whatever it was. Yeah, but
Yeah, and that's interesting. So did you find that once you kind of got off the streets, went back to your condo, got some Z's, you felt much better? Or was it more of a longer process for recovery there?
this entire experiment took me almost like a week just to get back to normal. You know, I went back home, I took a shower, I took a nap, and I didn't do anything for like an entire week. I had to get back. It was, I don't want to say like I had PTSD, because I know what PTSD kind of is like. It wasn't quite PTSD, but it was definitely like a psychological like impact. This experiment had a psychological effect on myself, because I was so into this experiment. I became a homeless person for the 3 days, you know, and then coming back to the real world, I guess, was like a really big deal for me. I will share this too. There's a guy named Grant Cardone. Do you know? Have you heard of him?
No, I've not.
Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is a very rich businessman in America, and he just did an experiment kind of similar to what I did, but he did it. It was Undercover Billionaire, right? Was the name of the show. And what he did was he went from, you know, living in this giant penthouse mansion to being homeless with $100 in his pocket, and then he was supposed to try to build up a business starting basically from the very bottom. And I saw an interview with him when he came back to his real life. It took him like months just to get back to normal. Like he even said himself he had like PTSD from the entire experience.
Yeah,
it was such a traumatic experience. I couldn't imagine doing it for he did it for 3 months. I only did it for 3 days. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine doing it for 3 months. It would be way, way worse.
Yeah, I feel like that would change your physical appearance as well. Like you would go through a lot of metamorphosis on your body and lose weight, or I don't know what will go on there. But Kevin is asking, Richard, would you try that experiment in San Francisco? So if I tried that experiment in San Francisco, there would no longer be a Saturday Live show because you would never see me again.
Yeah, so that'd be the end of Richard.
I think my experiment is going to be titled Cute Dog in San Francisco, America. Maybe I can get 160,000 views. That's my goal. Get up to 10,000 with that. No, you can tell Julian's getting pissed. He's like, well, enough with the dog video stuff.
No, I think it's funny because I just can't believe that dog video got so many views. It's just really funny. Like if that's what people remember me for, that's gonna be funny. Like
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. He posted that.
Yeah, the Grant Cardone. I was just gonna say for the Grant Cardone. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. Teacher Thomas is saying he could do a homeless Esquire style van life, and that's what Esquire Nation is doing down there. I guess he has that little minivan. Do you still stay in touch with him? I know you guys met at one time.
Yeah, I don't talk to Esquire too much. We're friends on Instagram, so every once in a while we'll see each other's stories and stuff like that. But we don't talk too much. But it's a little different when you actually have a van compared to like when you're actually on the streets. You know, because at least with the van you kind of have a place that you could sleep. But when you're actually on the streets, it's a different story.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was trying to sleep during the experiment, but I couldn't. I mean, there was cockroaches, there was rats, there was like there was literally like feces on the concrete floor. So yeah, there was no way I was sleeping on the streets. Actually, physically sleeping on the street, I couldn't do it.
And you're saying that's a little different than what you have in your condo?
Yeah, if you see my condo is pretty nice. So
it is nice.
Yeah.
It is nice.
Yeah,
it is nice. It's not bad. A little small. I found like your condo. So I've watched all your videos now, Julian. That's the kind of research I do. But it's like so many different levels to your condo. I feel like you got the lower level. That's the kitchen, right? Upper level. And the lower level is a kitchen, the bedroom. Upper level is like the area where you can kind of chill out. You got the TV up there. Is that how it works out? Like a loft, right?
Yeah. So it's like downstairs is kitchen, bathroom, patio, bedroom. Upstairs is kind of like a TV, sofa, some guitar, microphone, and some little sitting area that you could eat food at.
Yeah, I feel like that's the reverse of how it is in America. I mean, do you kind of get feel the same way? Like with lofts in America, it's usually downstairs, like the living court or living room, kitchen. Upstairs is like the bedroom area. Do you find that to be a little kind of backwards?
I'm just really surprised how small condos are in Thailand, in Bangkok. You know, because I used to think my condo was small in America. It was like 1,000, maybe 1,000 square feet. And I come out to Thailand, and if you have 1,000 square foot condo, that's like a penthouse in Thailand.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it really is.
Well, I'll tell you one thing they're good at in Thailand, though. I feel like is just they're really good with space and making sure they're using every square meter of it, right? So by everything's built in, this kind of stuff. It's really nice. Looks like Jeff Johnson is saying Esquire is changing the name of his channel. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check out, see what's going on there. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't followed his latest video. Maybe he mentioned something about that.
I like Esquire's new videos where he's kind of showing the kind of like camping life.
Yeah, he does a nice job with the music and the drone footage. I feel like he just really knows how to edit videos well, which is always nice. You can kind of learn something from him. Yeah, interesting. Teacher Thomas, Daystate Fox, 15 minutes of fame, just waiting on you. So I don't know if you saw Daystate Fox was on our live show a couple weeks back. I guess it was 2 weeks ago now. That was kind of a funny little spiff that we had for him. But what do you think is next for you now? You spent 72 hours on the streets of Bangkok, homeless, and you came out of that a little worse for the wear, but you're over it now. Do you think that you'll do something similar, or what do you think's next for the channel?
Next for my channel is I'm moving towards channel memberships. So that's kind of like the big push that I'm doing right now. And I know not a lot of people are happy about me doing channel memberships because a lot of people they don't want to pay $4.99 a month, because that's the channel membership fee. But I'm gonna have the rich and homeless video exclusively for my channel members. So nobody else can watch it unless you're a channel member. So that's kind of like my flagship video is the rich and homeless in Bangkok. And you've seen it. It's an hour and 10 minutes long. I mean, it's like a full.
Yeah.
If people watch this video, I want you to feel like you're there homeless with me for an hour and 10 minutes. If you want to experience what it's like to be rich and homeless, and I don't know if I told you this, I spent close to $500 on that video in just 3 days. I spent close to $500, and that didn't make the project much easier. Spending that much on massages and beer and everything. It didn't make the process any easier spending that amount of money. Being homeless really sucks.
Yeah, I was thinking that might be a reason why you were so sick at the end. You're eating so many of the desserts and the McDonald's foods and beers, and then not sleeping. That's going to be a recipe for something bad to happen.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the kind of the next future of my channel. I'm not going to stop posting videos to the public channel. There's still going to be videos every week or every 2 weeks, whatever I decide to do for that. But I'm making more kind of higher end content for my channel members, maybe like longer projects, more 1 hour videos possibly. And also a benefit of the becoming a channel member is I'm planning to do a monthly 1 hour live stream. So that live stream, instead of, I'm getting emails every single day asking me like laundry list of questions. And I'm giving this as an opportunity. If you want to ask me a question personally, you can join the channel membership and ask me the questions during the 1 hour live stream. So that's kind of like my giving back to anybody who wants to be a member. And also, I don't know if you're able to see this or not on your end, but I also have these really cool membership badges that are coming up. I don't know if you can see this or not. Can you see that? I don't think you can.
Looks like a white. Oh, yeah, we can see that. Yep.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. So you start out as a baby elephant, and then at the end you turn into an elephant samurai. So I think that's kind of cool. So the longer a person is a member of the channel, the badges will continue to go up. And this kind of gives members an opportunity to stand out in the comment section. So when they comment on a public video, there's going to be this little badge next to their name. and I might be a little more inclined to respond back to comments from members compared to comments from non-members.
So I want to talk about that a little more. I want to just profile this by Tommy J. Was asking any soy dog trouble while you were homeless.
I didn't have any issues with the soy dogs. Not really. There was some soy dogs that were a little aggressive, but I tried to stay away from them. I remember Foreigner Joe told me it's a good idea to carry something that makes a loud noise. So I don't know, like one of those stun tasers or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't have one with me. But that would have been very, very helpful if I did have one, because there was some scenes, or it wasn't any scenes in the video, if I remember correctly, but there were some moments where there was a group of soy dogs, but most of them didn't give me any problems. Most of them were pretty nice.
It's so funny. I think it's a funny story I wanted to share from the video. It's a very serious video, so it's kind of weird to share a funny story. But you're very protective of this video, because when you and I first talked, I'm like, hey, listen, I want to see that video. I know it's members only, but I want to see it because I want to talk to you about it on the show. So you granted me access to the show, and I actually got my mom involved. I'm like, hey, Mom, let's watch this video. Let's check it out. And then we got halfway through, we got sidetracked, and then we came back the next day to watch it, and my access was removed. I had to message you like, Julian, what's up, man? You're like, so I'm gonna be monitoring all the views. Make sure you don't forward that to anyone else. I'll give you access again. So I had actually asked for access twice for that one video because you're so protective.
I thought you watched it all the way through already, so that's why I changed it from unlisted to members, and then once you sent me that message again, I changed it from members to unlisted again, so you could watch it. Yeah, I thought you watched it already, so that was the reason why I moved it back to the members screen.
So it's interesting. The part I wanted to talk to you about the membership area is, I guess, so I'm kind of in disagreement a little bit there, because I subscribe to so many channels, Julian. It's actually cost prohibitive for me to be a member everywhere. And I feel like maybe some people might feel slighted if I don't be a member on their channel. There's a lot of channels that I watch diligently, but I just, those little membership costs add up. Do you hear that a little bit from your subscribers? Are you hearing a little bit of feedback around that? Like they can't afford that?
Yeah, I'm hearing both. Some subscribers are very supportive of having the memberships, because having the 1 hour live stream every month, I mean, that's a pretty big deal, for me to give that 1 hour every month, because I don't do live streams on my channel at all, so that's something that I'm giving back to my members. And also, I feel like for the members, I feel like I can focus on making better content, because the more members that I get, I feel like then that will bring in more revenue for the channel. And then on top of that, I could invest more money into the channel.
Yeah, that's great. And Teacher Thomas is saying, Julian, don't listen to anyone about memberships like Reeshard Travel on your channel. There's value in your content, and you should continue your goal of business on YouTube. Don't look back, keep pushing. So don't listen to me. He thinks there's tremendous value. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's just my perspective.
Yeah, that's a nice comment. Thank you, TTT, for that positive comment. And there's going to be people that are going to say mean things and say like, hey, I'm not going to pay your membership. And that's fine. You can go. A lot of people are saying like, okay, I'm not going to watch your channel anymore. I'm going to go watch, I don't know, some Miss Jira Thailand or something like that. People were commenting that particular channel. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. But if you want to be a part of my group, my tribe, and get access to asking me any question that you want, you could ask me a question about YouTube growth. You could ask me a question about moving to Thailand. You could ask me a question about business. I have a business degree from America. I'm not just I'm a businessman that happens to be a YouTuber. I'm not just a YouTuber. If I was just a YouTuber, I wouldn't be able to survive, because the money I make from YouTube, I'm negative. People may not realize this, but the money I've invested into YouTube and the money I make is still not breaking even yet. Wow. I still have to get maybe another 20,000 subscribers before I break even. So
that's interesting, because I find that the money I'm making from YouTube is allowing me to buy t-shirts like this, hair gel for my hair. Look how nicely styled my hair is today. I'm next level with this YouTube stuff. But
there's some videos that are are profitable. Like some of the videos, like I have one video where I stayed at a hotel for $20 a night, and that video has already made 500% profit just on that one video. But some videos that I spent, like let's say I rented a hotel for like $100 a night, maybe that video isn't even profitable yet. So that's how I need to look at it too. Is as a businessman, I see is like, if I'm going to put up this amount of money, I'm expecting to at least get back what I put into it. And as of this moment in time, it hasn't reached a break-even point yet. The channel as a whole hasn't reached break-even yet. I think one day
you'll get there.
It will. Yeah, it will, but not right now at this moment in time.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're putting out some great videos, and you know what you're doing with regards to titling of the videos and the tags and stuff. I check all that stuff out. There's a couple different websites that I can go to kind of check out behind the scenes on YouTube Creators. So I do that with you. I see what you're kind of doing. I don't really incorporate it so much into my videos because all my stuff is live shows right now. I ran out of content months ago. So Barefoot Jeff, just want to say hello. Welcome back to the live show. He's saying you just subbed to your channel, Julian. So you got another sub. You had a couple one over today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And Tommy J, I feel if a channel provides worthwhile content, they deserve a little money. Oh, that's nice. And there was a comment earlier. I can't find it. I think it was from Mr. Mitch saying that Tommy J is more than just a moderator. He helps out behind the scenes with Reeshard Travel, and that is all true. So Tommy J is my go-to. I do simple stuff like I'll soundboard him on what kind of green screen I should have for the day. Like I was talking to him earlier, like I'm thinking about doing like a bar, green screen. He's like, man, you should like mirror what the guest is. Like Julian is from Bangkok downtown, have like a Bangkok downtown green screen. So little things like that. And then also checking out videos. He'll critique my videos, my intros, my outros, your intro, Julian. So Tommy gives me the thumbs up or thumbs down on all those things. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a wild intro. Great job on that. It was really, really good. Yeah, wow.
It's amazing how when you slow people down in a super slow-mo, how serious and heavy it can seem. So I wanted to do the exact opposite of who you are. You're a very nice guy, always smiling. I've never seen that side of you, but I think that maybe came out a little bit in the 72 hours homeless. You're probably more on your game and more serious, right?
Yeah. I feel like after the experiment too, I'm a lot more valuable of my time, because that experiment just took so much time, and it made me realize I better make sure that I'm never homeless in my life, so I got to spend my time doing things that are going to make sure that I'm never homeless. I never want to be homeless. If that's how, if 3 days felt like that, I can't even imagine how a lifetime would have felt like.
So I've always been the kind of guy, you've probably heard me say this before, Julian, about if you go to Thailand, you should really try to learn some basic Thai language, right? Learn some Thai. If you want to go to the bars, meet girls, it'll make it easier for you. But I want you to back me up on this, because I'd love for you to tell us how much easier it is to date Thai women if you speak the Thai language. Do you feel like you have an easier time meeting the Thai ladies and kind of getting a date than you would if you did not speak the Thai language?
I would agree with you on that. I think it's a lot easier to get Thai girls, especially if you speak Thai. But I would say a trick that you could do if you're an American is you could learn Thai and talk with Thai girls and pretend you don't know how to speak Thai. And then you can listen to her speaking Thai with her other girlfriends. And then you kind of have like a superpower right there, because you'll know what she's saying. And she thinks that you don't know how to speak Thai, but you know exactly what she's saying. So that's a little superpower if you want to do that.
Have you tried that before? Because I've heard stories about that going wrong. Have you tried that yourself? Or does everyone know that you speak Thai?
No, I can pull that off very, very easily. I could just go in there, talk with my American accent, say that I'm half Chinese, half American, and just speak with an American accent. Yeah.
So I got one question for you in the Thai language. I was going to mention this to you because I saw it in one of your Thai videos. So I know when you say sawadee kap, sometimes they'll say kapum back to you. Do you know? It's like a short, instead of saying like kap, they'll say kapum. What does that mean?
Kapom is just kind of like a polite way to accept. Yeah, like accepting the sawadee kap.
So it's kap, and then what's the last word? Boom.
Kap, like I'll say sawadee kap, right? I'll say like sawadee kap, right? Yeah, and then the other person will respond like kapom, Jimmy.
Couple.
They'll
Okay.
say like couple. Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
kind of a way to acknowledge
Yeah.
it's very polite. If someone says that, it's very polite.
Now, I figured that's what it was. I was just wondering, I wonder if can Farong say that back, or is that like a Thai only thing that Thais say?
Yeah, I think you could say it back. I wouldn't see why not.
Yeah.
If you learn how to speak Thai and you're respectful, I don't see it as that big of a deal. Yeah.
All right. Well, the reason I mentioned that, I was taking a Thai language class, Thai with Maud, and she had a video saying, listen, so this is how, if you want to talk like a Thai, listen to this. So she was saying stuff that came back to kind of bite me. She was saying, listen, so when I'm with my friends, I meet my friends, I don't say Sawadee Kap or Sawadee Kap, your lady. She walks in there and says, Wati, Wati. So I tried that. It did not go well. I guess that's almost like impolite if you're a Farong to go in the Wati Kap, Wati Kap. Have you tried that to say like the Wati, or does that make sense to you at all?
Yeah, there's like slangs. There's
Yeah.
different like slangs in Thai too that I'm learning too. Because I know pretty much I speak proper Thai, but there's some slangs that I don't even know. So sometimes I hear other people speaking in these slangs that I don't even understand. So that is something that I'm learning too. But I usually just speak proper Thai, and nobody seems to get offended when I speak proper Thai.
Pariah in the live chat, man. Wow. Pleasure to have you in here. Kaboom is what you see flash on the screen when Batman beats one of the Joker's goons. That's actually true as well.
Yeah, that was a good joke. Good one. That's funny.
Yeah, nice. So it's interesting because you told me that when you came from Las Vegas to Thailand, you didn't really speak much Thai, right? Is that an accurate statement? But you kind of picked it up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I always had kind of a base. Like I understood Thai, and especially when I was younger, but I didn't really practice Thai that much. So I would say I was about 20, maybe 25% fluent in Thai when I was living in America. But when I came out and lived in Thailand, I became like, I would say 90% fluent in Thai. Yeah. So the living in Thailand really skyrocketed my speaking of Thai. Yeah.
That's great. Well, you sound great on video. I used to be more, I guess, fluent or conversational than I am now. I feel like Julian being out of Thailand for a year has really hurt me. I've been doing like the review of my audio courses online, and it's coming very slowly. Like I'm forgetting some of the words that I used to know. So I need to get back there soon, man. It must be so much easier when you're there, just immersed in it, right?
Yeah, I mean it definitely helps out because you're speaking it every single day. I hardly ever speak English when I'm in Thailand. Like
Wow.
on a day-to-day basis, I pretty much speak Thai, unless I meet one of my fellow vloggers, or if I'm talking to my grandma or something like that on the phone, then I'll speak English. But besides that, I'm speaking Thai. I would say 90% of the time I'm speaking Thai.
Wow.
Yeah. So that definitely helps.
Greeny's saying age, Richard. I think he's referring to like the older you get, the tougher it is to learn the languages. And then Barefoot Jeff saying the same thing, needs to learn some Thai. It's definitely difficult. Yeah, I think it's just something you got to keep putting time into every day. That's what I found helps for me. And then my frequent trips helped a lot. So when I was coming there every couple months, that was very helpful. But Julian, we're kind of coming to the end of our time, man. I want to thank you for another outstanding appearance on the Reeshard Travel Saturday Live Show, man. It's always nice having you on here. I feel like the time just flies by.
Yeah, I mean, 1 hour went by real quick, huh, Richard?
It's great, man. I'm so glad you made it out of the 72 hours homeless in Thailand. Okay. I was a little concerned for you. You texted me when you're kind of getting ready to go undercover there. And I was like, I hope this ends well. So I'm glad it did.
I want to leave our audience with one last thing too, is definitely have a little more sympathy for homeless people, because after this experiment, originally I didn't really have that much sympathy for homeless people, but after living on the streets and seeing single mothers sleeping on the streets with their 4-year-old son and stuff like that, curled up on the street under like one of those bridges, with like a cardboard mat, and they look like they haven't showered in days, or probably even weeks, maybe. It's tough. And just basic necessities like going to the bathroom is so hard to find at night. Finding just a bathroom to go to the bathroom at night is so hard when all the stores are closed. It's just basic stuff is much more difficult at night. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that same problem existed in San Francisco about the bathroom thing. It seems like people just go outside. So I guess people don't have a difficult time finding a bathroom here in the city.
Yeah, I feel you about that. But yeah, if anybody's interested in checking out my channel, I definitely appreciate any support. And the memberships is optional. If you do want to become a member, great. If not, it's okay. But I just have to be honest with you and truthful to you. If you want to get access to exclusive videos and the exclusive 1 hour live stream, you have to become a channel member. Yeah, that's kind of the paywall.
Or message Reeshard Travel. I'll send you the link. No, I'm just kidding. Just jokes, Julian. Just jokes.
Yeah. But the membership won't be live until maybe next week. So I have the video up already, and people can see the video. But actually joining the membership, it's not finalized until maybe next week. It'll be finalized.
Awesome. Well, good luck on that. I think you'll do well. Your videos are great. So keep doing what you're doing. Say hello to, was it Guang from See You Around?
Oh, yeah. We'll probably keep making videos together, too. She actually edits a lot of my videos. So
that's great. Yeah, she does great work. I love some of the time ramps she does, slow-mo, fast-forward stuff. Pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll have to try to get her on the channel.
Yeah, she's definitely on my list, my focus list of people to come. So, yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate it. Great job. And good luck with the future endeavors on your channel.
Thank you, Richard. And one last thing I wanted to say, too, if anyone wants to watch the Rich and Homeless video in Bangkok and you have a YouTube channel, feel free to email me because I could send you the link. But the caveat of it is that you would have to have me as a guest on your channel to talk about the Rich and Homeless documentary. So that's just one last thing I want to mention.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Julian. Have a great rest of your evening, man. See you later. That's great. Great interview. Love that guy. So much great information. I'm telling you, I could not do what he did being on the streets of Bangkok. That's a little sketchy. If I was to find out that the coffee shops were now closed at night, I would have said, screw this. It's done. 12 hours in Bangkok's going to have to do for 1 hour video. I would have just, stretched it out, make a video out of it that way. I couldn't have done it, man. But I wanted to let you know that we have our next guest coming up next week she's Wander Flow. And I wanted to show you a little promo of her channel. I'm going to come back and address some chat. So I'm not going to wrap things up exactly at the hour here, guys. We're going to go a little bit over today. I saw Mike Hill's comment. I'm calling Mike Hill out. He was saying, Rich, you should go over an hour. It'd be easy to do. So we're going to flex a little bit longer today. I just wanted to show you this quick promo of She's Wander Flow. And maybe you can take a look at this and find out who she is. And we'll do some more chatting when I come back.
Welcome to our channel. If you're new here, we are Flora and Note from She's Wander Flow. We have been living in Koh Samui for the last 6 months, and it's our first time leaving the island as we embark on our 1-month road trip across southern Thailand. We begin our journey by taking a ferry to Surat Thani and driving down Thailand's most beautiful coastal road to our first stop, Nakhon Si Thammarat. Subscribe to follow our adventure.
So she's going to be great. So she's going to be coming on the show with her partner Note next week. She's currently traveling around south of Thailand. So she's hopeful, fingers crossed, that her internet coverage will be good for the live show. So that's going to be a great interview. She's doing some great stuff, man. Watch those videos. You want to talk about some amazing edits? Check out that channel. Just make sure you type it in all one word. She's Wander Flow. If you space it out, you're going to get some crazy music video recommendations. So check that out. And then I just want to go back to the chat here and address some of the comments here. You guys are coming in here thick and fast. I love that. Got a great community. I'd love to review the chat after the show as well. It's great. Let me see here. Go back up. Hang on. So Mango Sticky Rice, welcome back, man. Saying, hey, Julian, great show. One of the best. Appreciate that. And Paul Cousins saying membership is worth it for your audience considering the investment. And that's true, too. I was just kind of giving him a hard time around the membership stuff. I don't know if I could ever do it. But that's just my personal opinion. To each their own, right? Robert Mack in Asia saying the Thai words I've learned, I've forgotten since stuck in California for over a year. I know, I feel the same way, Robert Mack. I feel like all the Thai that I was able to speak before the whole situation has kind of gone out the window. I was trying to kind of review some of my language courses on my iPhone, and wow, there's a lot of words that I forgot. So yeah, it's interesting. And then Mike Hill was saying, why do you end your show after the hour? You could go on for longer without many complaints. I think there's a number of reasons. So I actually started doing that just because I wanted to keep it an hour concise. It was easier for people to digest. But I'm looking to kind of flex that to a little bit longer as we get more interesting guests on. I think if we have Flo coming on next week, and she's bringing her partner Note. So we may have a longer conversation with her just because we have basically 2 guests in the interview at once. So we might find that actually goes a little bit longer. My end game in mind is actually to go to 90 minutes. I want to make sure I'm not pushing it too much, that 90 minutes is more natural. So we will see. Let me just go down here, get some more chat messages. Hang on, guys. A little slow on my mouse today. Robert N. in the house. Jeff Johnson. Thank you, Reeshard, for a great show. Appreciate that. And let's see. Jeff Johnson. She's Wonderflow. See, I missed. Oh, there we are. There we go. She's Wonderflow. We're looking forward to being on the show. See you next week. Well, that's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to having her back. Hopefully the internet holds out. So I know that she's traveling around southern Thailand right now. So I'm looking forward to having her on. Hopefully internet connection is good. So that'll be great. And then Daystay Fox is saying, okay, deal, 90 minutes. So yeah, definitely. We'll see how it goes. Definitely want to make sure I have enough content. I think as we get closer to everyone traveling out to Thailand, we will have a lot of information to talk about. And that brings me to one of the areas I want to talk to you about is Thailand travel. So we're going to be able to travel to Thailand soon. So, you know, I mentioned earlier that She's Wonderflow has a great video on how to relocate to Koh Samui. And one thing I'm looking forward to talking to her about when she comes on next week is the proper way to say Koh Samui. So she says it a little different than me. So I want to find out the proper Thai way to say that word. So I put this up, our travel to Thailand soon, is because, wow, so it's sounding like people are going to get the vaccine pretty quickly here. It's looking like Songkran is going on in Thailand. I think things will open up after that. I know our previous guest that we had on, Ollie Brown, is actually booked in his ASQ. He's ready to go. So he's looking to travel pretty soon around that. So yeah, we'll see how it works out. I'm definitely feeling like the light is at the end of the tunnel now, which is nice. So yeah, we'll have to see. Go back here to the comments. I saw a funny one in there. Let me hang on. I'm going to get the funny ones. Those are sometimes the best comments to read. Oh, here we go. Cowboy Vic. Richard, do you use a false tan? No, I wish I did, man. I look a little bit more healthy. You know what it is? I wish I could show you these lights. So I have these new lights up, and I can adjust the color of the light, and sometimes I get it wrong, depending on how bright it is outside. So sometimes I look a little crazy color. Sometimes it looks more natural. I don't know, guys. I got so much technology here. With the lights, it's definitely kind of interesting. They're called key lights, and they go from cool white to all the way warm. It's a shit show, man. So I'm trying to get it right. But so no, I don't use a false tan. It's probably the lights. I don't know what to say there. But funny comment. And then Jeff Johnson was saying that, hello, Flo, just subscribe to your channel. That's awesome. Sure, she appreciates that. That sounds great. She's Wonderflow. Oh, Tommy J. A future on Reeshard Travel. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We're going to check it out. You have to do whatever the mods are comfortable with. I know Tommy J has told me like, maybe we'll just do a profile or something like that and not actually come on the show. So we'll see. We'll see. I will let you know. So interesting with the guests now that we have coming up next couple of weeks. So I'm actually booked up for 8 weeks, guys. So we got a lot of guests coming on. She's Wonderflow is coming on next week. You saw her little promo. After that, we have Carl's Thailand coming on. Great channel. So Carl's Thailand's had some great guests on his channel as well, like Phil from Lip Hub Pattaya. He put together recently a really funny video. He's on 2 parts right now of funny stories behind Farongs that learn to speak Thai. So words they got wrong, phrases they got wrong, that kind of stuff. Really funny. And then after that, we have 20 Seconds in Thailand. Thailand Rob coming on. That's going to be great. The next week after that, we have AJ from the Pattaya News. And those of you that might know AJ a little bit know that he actually used to be a bar manager back in the day, a couple bars on Soy 6. So we'll talk to him about all that kind of stuff. And then the week after, Nick and Martin are coming on. So there are such great sports that we put together that little funny video clip in the beginning. So they're coming on the show. We're going to be having them from their studio coming on, and it'll actually be a 10 p.m. time for them. So maybe a little better or a little worse. Don't know. Sometimes at the bars, it's better if it's on a little bit later. So we'll be having them come on, which is great. So a lot of great guests in the future for us. We're booked up for 8 weeks, which is great for me. I don't have to struggle to get guests on each week, and things are definitely going well from that part. Let me just go here. Mike Hill says, good lineup. Thank you, sir. Who are NDTVI? Very funny, Daystate Fox. So Daystate Fox has that upstairs studio named after him. So the upstairs studio in that bar, the Hacienda, is called the Daystate Fox Studio. And I can't wait to get back to the Hacienda, check that bar out, because I've actually not been inside that before. But I'm more interested in checking out Nick's other bar, the A7 bar. I saw a video where he actually went inside that bar while it was closed, because it's still closed, guys. It looked great. Wow, so much space inside there. So I can't wait to check that out. I think that's going to be great. Daystate Fox and Rob is on. Yes, Rob is on. He is looking good. So for that date, so that's great. Teacher Thomas saying Songkran 2021 is on for sure. And that's going to be interesting because, I don't know, I feel like every time I read the news about Thailand, there's some kind of drought going on. And then they do Songkran where they're throwing water around. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of it, man. So Teacher Thomas is asking if we get to see Mr. Mitch. Next time, Mr. Mitch is thinking about coming back on, doing a redo. And then Flo is saying, yes, we'll try our best to get a strong connection. I'm sure she'll figure something out. She's very resourceful. You guys are going to love that channel. Definitely go check that out. If the mods don't mind posting the link to her channel in the chat, that would be super helpful. She's Wonderflow, all one word, like she has it on her title there. That would be great. So we can get people directed over to her channel. Again, some really great videos on how to relocate back to Thailand. And then just her travels around Koh Samui. And now she's going around southern Thailand as well, her and Note. So looking forward to talking with them. I got to brush up on my Thai language skills a little bit before then. I won't be able to say, hello, how you doing in Thai when they come on the show. So guys, wish me luck with that one. Robert Mack in Asia. Should I ever, hang on, lost that comment. Darn it. Here we go. Should I ever come on? Robert Mack, you're always welcome to come on, man. Let me know if you're comfortable coming on the camera. I would love to have you on, whatever you're comfortable with. And then Daystate Fox is saying, I know people, TTT. Funny. Thank you, Mr. Mitch, for posting the link to She's Wonderflow. I appreciate that. And Ollie Brown is saying, I'll be there April 10th. So Ollie and I were exchanging messages. He's pumped up to get back there. And I know why, because he's got a bar there. So he wants to kind of check out, see what's going on. And like the title of his live show was I Buy Bars. I think he's looking to buy other bars. So we'll have to see how that goes. I know he's excited to get back there, which is great. I know he wants to get back there before Songkran in April. So that'll be great. I think he'll definitely get back there in time. I'd love to know in the chat when everyone else is kind of targeting to get back to Thailand. I'll tell you, just for me, I don't want to ruin the airfares that I have set out if it's going to change if I start saying when I'm going out there. But I'm looking to get back in July. I'm looking to go back in the beginning of July. I think that's a good target to have. So I'm hopeful to get back there during that time. Let me know what you guys are thinking about. Would love to know. Robert Mack in Asia says, I've been by Hacienda, but didn't go in. I was in a hurry. Yeah, it looks like a really nice bar. I like the way that he's done it. And so I'm a big house music fan, and he plays house music in that bar. So that's great. Teacher Thomas says, I had no clue. Next time I'm in, I'll ask for the VIP and the Daystate Fox room. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's going to be great once they get some branding on that room for Daystate Fox. Interesting. Great. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to kind of wrap things up here. Let's see. Mike Hill is saying September, October. And then Teacher Thomas is saying no events are booked all over Thailand, canceled in 2020, so there's no stopping it now. Yeah, so it sounds like there's going to be a huge bunch of people that want to have the events go on this year versus none of them that happened last year. So that's interesting. So I want to thank everyone that came on the live show today. I had a great time with Julian, having him back. I'm excited for next week's show as well with She's Wonderflow coming on. You guys saw the schedule. We got some exciting guests coming on in the future, and I'm excited about that. So I wanted to leave you with the outro that actually guess what, guys? My mother helped me put this one together. We got a new outro. So it's her idea to make sure you thank the mods, Richard, she says. Thank the mods. They do a great job. So thanks for everyone that joined the show today. I'll see you next week on the Saturday Live Show.